Hello and welcome back to, well, what is my first more reviewy type video. Today we're going to be looking at Far Cry Primal. This is a game that I like and I dislike for several reasons. I haven't played any of the other Far Cries, so I can't say for the rest of those. But I think I'm correct in saying that this is the same company which made Assassin's Creed, and it kind of falls for me into the same category as that. I've played some of the Assassin's Creeds. I played 1, 3, 4, and I think that's it. I think that those are the ones I played of the Assassin's Creeds. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to go on for a little bit of a tangent talking about Assassin's Creed here, but don't get me wrong, Assassin's Creed is a good game. You know, that franchise is a good franchise. This game is a good game. It's just, to me, it lacks a little bit of something. And you're kind of just doing the same thing over and over. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun doing it and working out how to do it the first time, but once you've done maybe one or two, you've kind of done all of them. Like within Assassin's Creed, you have to, the one that I've most recently played is Black Flag, and you take down a ship. Once you take down a ship, you've taken down like pretty much every ship. Just a little bit harder depending on what level the ship is, or once you've done one tailing quest, you've pretty much done all the tailing quests. Do you know what I mean? There's not a lot of variety when it comes to their missions, and in some ways that's good. Because then you can have these big worlds where you can explore. And if you're into exploring and that's your thing, then, go for it. I do like semi-exploring, but I don't like it when... I like exploring to find new things, not exploring and they're all the same thing, you're just looking at the world. That's not my cup of tea, as such. And in the gameplay now, you see me taking out, I think this is a base camp or something, I can't remember what it's called. Outpost, that's it. And it all gets very samey, really. Okay, I've been pretty negative up to this point. Let's go with some positives that I enjoyed about the game. The base gameplay, this bit, is enjoyable. Going around fighting, taking out camps differently. You can run in, all guns blazing sort of thing, and putting loads of other people around, or you can sneak around like I'm doing and try and take them out sneakily and have less people to fight. And that is good. I enjoy it, and I've done it both ways, and when I was getting loads of people coming at me, it wasn't as enjoyable for me, and then I worked out you could do it in these different ways. And it is a lot more enjoyable now that I've worked out you can do it in a sneaky way. But then it comes down to, then you've got to do everyone in a sneaky way, and it just gets a bit repetitive, but carry on with positives. As soon as I saw this game being promoted, I thought, yeah, this is definitely a game I want to play. But that's all I saw of it. I didn't, follow up on any of what was happening around it, because I kind of, I'm the sort of person that doesn't like knowing too much about something if I think I'll like it. So it's the same with Superman vs. Batman that's just come out. I saw the first trailer and I was like, I'm going to see that, and I hope that I'm going to enjoy it. I didn't really look at anything else after maybe the first 2 trailers, because I don't want it to be spoiled for me. I want to have my fresh experience. As when I do watch it, or when I do first play the game and stuff like that. So I didn't really see much, and as soon as I could see that you could ride around on beasts in my talent tree thing, I instantly just hardlined towards that. I went and found that guy, saved up all my points so I could instantly just ride around on beasts, and that is so fun. It is probably the most fun I've had in this game, just running around on beasts and taking people out on it. Here you can see me taking down some mammoths. I actually found this incredibly difficult early in the game. Like, even when I upgraded all my tools and stuff like that, I didn't really know how to do it. But then I just chanced saw a saber-tooth taking down a mammoth and saw how quickly they do it. So maybe I haven't seen a wolf do it, so maybe saber-tooth is the way to go when you're going for mammoths. but it did make it a lot easier and a lot more fun. But yeah, still pretty challenging if you get caught by the mammoth. But you can see me sneaking around, just doing general stuff here. But that that takes me back again. Like, I think some of the ways this falls down on. I know you're a beast master and you're meant to have beasts, but the actual, if you don't use your beasts as much, so let's say I'm trying to hunt a deer or another saber-tooth, the only way you can do it is if you have a beast with you, which I think that it was a little bit, you needed a little bit more give and take. Like, yeah, you wanted your beast to you'd want your beast to have to take down some things like the mammoths, but like the mountain lions, you can't catch them. As soon as you start fighting them, they're either going to fight you and you're going to kill them, or they're going to run away and you're going to have to put your beast on them, and that's it. You can't. There's no two ways in between. I think there needed to be a little bit more balance between that. And I know, yeah, they're beasts, so what is a man going to be able to do? But I've got a flipping spear, I should be able to take him down with a few quick thrusts, and not have to chase after him. But the mountain lion, I mean. So it did get a little bit annoying in that sense, but I understand why they did it. It's more realistic that a man wouldn't be able to fight these beasts. So that's a slight criticism and a slight, I understand, and it did enhance the gameplays in some ways. But I just feel like overall they could have done a few things better, like the beast combat and stuff like that. You kind of, I don't know, I find this with my Assassin's Creed games as well. Like, the controls are just feel to me sometimes just a little bit like clunky and stuff like that. And I don't know how to put that into words exactly. But it's like my hands are just like spread way too far apart, and I'm having to click like several buttons just to get what I want done. I don't know, I can't explain exactly what else I didn't like about this game. It's just, I enjoyed it for a short amount of time, and for paying the money I did, I feel like I should have got a bit more gameplay out of it. You go around collecting stuff and all that, jazz, but it just feels, the world doesn't feel empty as such. It just feels like there's not much to do. I know there's these little side missions you can do as well, but it pretty much, they just all come down to like one of, I think, 4 or 5 different scenarios you can have, and they're pretty much the same, just in different areas of the game. Maybe I'm just being a bit too critical. Wanted a bit more bang for my buck, but I personally would like a game that's, maybe shorter, maybe not as many outposts, maybe not as many things like that, but each outpost is individual. Maybe one they have outposts underground. Why can't you have like secret hidden sneaking in spots for that one, or stuff like that, or you can like dive underwater and swim through an underwater cave to get to it, something like that. Something a bit more individual for each outpost. Maybe the one at the top of a mountain you can't sneak up on, and it has to be a full-on assault because they've got such a good view. They're just little things like that would have made each outpost and the gameplay a lot more interesting, in my opinion. But I do like the grappling mechanics on this. They're quite good, and I do enjoy running around the environment. I've got to say, the environment they have created is good. And I like how they have roads without having roads, sort of thing. If you played the game, you understand what I mean by that. And I've got to admit, the crafting is a little bit strange. Like, the way you get rare animal hides has to be probably the best and the worst thing about this game. Because you could go for hours without seeing a rare animal of what you need. But at the same time, you don't want to just be skinning some random deer, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's a rare deer. So I do understand, again, why that's happening. I feel like I've just understood. I'm just like, oh yeah, I understand. I'm not very good at criticising, I've got to admit, because I did enjoy this game. There was just a few things that just made me get bored of it really fast, and for a AAA title, we don't want that to happen. But in general, it is a good game. As for what rating I would give it out of 10, I probably would give it a 6 or a 7. I feel like I said 6 in my last video when I was saying I was going to do a review of this game. I think I would probably put that up to a 7. It is a very fun game. There is a few things left for me to do. I haven't completely finished the game yet. But when that's one other thing I want to talk about. The main missions are pretty much just what I'm doing now. But obviously you can, these aren't main missions I'm doing in the video. But the main missions are very, very similar to this. You just raiding an outpost and taking people out, or you're doing stuff like that. There is one mission where you have to sneak out of an outpost, but it pretty much comes down to the same thing. Although I did enjoy those missions, and I feel like if you had more variety of missions like that, it would have been much better. And I haven't played this game in a while before making this video, so obviously you can see the first couple of outposts I take out are a little bit messy, but this one, after that's a good thing about it. It doesn't have a very steep learning curve. You pretty much go in, take out a couple of places, and then you kind of get the hang of it and you know what you're doing. So this one I take out a lot better. I don't think I get caught by anyone. Everyone is snuck up on, and all that jazz. So that is another good thing. I think the problem with a lot of big releases nowadays is they have to be more accessible by anyone. Not just gamers, by anyone that wants to start playing games. I think that is the main problem. Companies aren't making games for gamers anymore, which sounds strange, but it's true. In a lot of ways. Like, you have a game like Dota. Personally, I've played, about 3 or 4 hours in Dota, so I can't say much about it. But I know that it has a high difficulty curve, which I don't think is a bad thing. That is a game for gamers. And the same with League of Legends. That is another game for gamers, although it has a slightly less steep learning curve, which I don't think is a bad thing either. You've got to have these, games which are hard to play, which make you want to play them to get better at them. Well, this game is kind of, you played it a little bit and it wasn't hard to play. You got the hang of it, which did make it fun, but not for a long time. And I do say it's repetitive, and then I play games like League of Legends where you're playing on the same map, doing the same things. But it's not repetitive in the same way. In League of Legends, you're always trying to get better. You're always faced with new circumstances, even if it's on the same map. Different players, different champion, different circumstances, different levels of, competitive. I can't even say that word. Competitiveness. You can play ranked and normal. Even though it is, samey, you do have that learning, and you're always learning. With this game, even though it is samey, but you're not learning. Once you've played it, a couple of times, once you've taken out a couple of outposts, a couple of campfires, you pretty much know the ins and outs of this game, and you can pretty much take out, an outpost like I am doing now. So it's not the same in that respect. But yeah, we're just coming to the end here now. Thank you for watching. If you agree with me or disagree with me, please say. And if there's a game you want me to look at, please say that too. Like I said, thank you for watching. This has been my review on Far Cry Primal. Bye.